enormous respect for each other.
White gladiator has that big striped spear at the neck.
Look, the judges are not. Even the Egyptian judges impressed.
Until recently, you claimed that the Earth revolved around the sun.
Welcome to History Bites. I'm Rick Green. Throughout Western history, no one's been as big as Jesus Christ. Even today, when organized religion may not have the political power it once enjoyed, the fact remains that a good part of our social structure, our public institutions, and our moral beliefs is based upon the teachings of Jesus. So it's strange to think that when Jesus was crucified by the Roman army, many Judeans considered him to be an antisocial troublemaker, a guy who spouted controversial views, engaged in shocking behavior, and was generally a bad example for their kids. Now, let's imagine television had been there in Judea around 35 AD to help cover the event. After all, many people accuse the media of being anti-Christian. Well, Roman and Judean TV would have been even more so.
I'm Barbara Ben Walters in Jerusalem. Hugh Ben Downs is away this week due to an illness. For most Jews, Passover is a time to celebrate our heritage with family and friends. But in Jerusalem, this year's Passover took on an ominous tone. Amid thousands of festival goers, an extremist Messiah cult led by a radical rabbi named Jesus was plotting. Their mission? Launch a terrorist attack on the sacred temple. How could such a sacrilegious plot come to be? As Chief Correspondent Mendewa Bolshewitz found out, Jerusalem very narrowly escaped the clutches of Christ.
Passover weekend. Tens of thousands of the Jewish faithful flood Jerusalem, and the Roman legionnaires controlling the city are very nervous. For Jews, it's an atmosphere charged with revolt. Many feared an attack from the Romans, but what no one expected was an attack from within, from a renegade rabbi named Jesus and his breakaway Messiah doomsday cult.
I believed in him and his message.
What was his message?
Peace and forgiveness. He said that if someone strikes you on the cheek, you should just turn the other cheek.
So he wanted his followers to endure pain.
Oh, sometimes, yes.
It sounds like he was trying to toughen them up. Was he preparing them for battle?
No, not at all. His rule was to do to others what we would like them to do to us.
Which in this case meant striking the cheeks of your enemies and inflicting pain.
No.
Now, Pontius, dealing with uprisings is what you do. You're running Judea, the occupied territory. It's a hotbed for this kind of thing. When it comes to protesters, what's the Pontius Pilate procedure?
Well, usually I just do things by the scroll.
So you send in the troops to slaughter them?
Yeah. But lately, the Jews have been getting more creative. They're still resisting, only passively. They just lie there and don't fight back. It makes our soldiers feel very guilty.
They can't kill people who aren't putting up a struggle?
Well, they still kill them, but they feel very guilty. Eats away at them.
Passive resistance. Sounds like my wife.
That's pretty funny, Larry.
Mm-hmm. Moses, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Jesus, he wasn't into that.
Hold on, let me get this straight. He wasn't into the law of Moses?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, he believed in that, but he just sort of changed some of it.
He changed the laws given to us by God?
No, not at all. But he had a new message, a message of forgiveness and faith and freedom.
In my Bible, everything Jesus said is highlighted in red. That's how important his words are to contemporary Christians. Even God only gets black ink. However, if Jesus actually wrote anything down in his own hand, none of it has survived. Everything we know that he said is recorded by people who came after him, sometimes long after. And since then, there has been endless disagreement about exactly what he said and what he meant. If only the news media had been there. Oh, that would have clarified things, right?
Our investigations showed that Jesus had dealings with a number of shadowy figures. He secretly met with lepers, tax collectors, even women. Mary Magdalene, you were one of Jesus' followers. What sort of repute are you a woman of?
Ill, I guess.
Did you talk with Jesus?
Sure, yeah, we had some conversations, you know.
You talked with him and yet you were not his wife?
No, we just talked. Jesus treated women like equals.
Equals, so women aren't the property of their fathers or husbands?
I guess.
To most people watching at home, that's pretty out there. And many people would wonder if Jesus wasn't your husband or kin, was it proper for him to talk to you?
Proper schmappa. Jesus treated me nice. He was a real mensch.
All right, but was Jesus the Messiah? I don't know.
You know, guys, technically, Messiah just means the anointed one.
Yeah, well, I'm a Messiah. I just put on some ointment this morning. I'm Mike the Messiah.
Well, perhaps you could help our ratings. We could use a miracle.
My point is, lots of people have been messiahs through history. Even things have been messiahs. The shield of Saul was a messiah for a while.
Okay, now there was one tough messiah. That was a messiah no one was going to put nails through.
You know, one time I threw a rock at a Roman. Although I missed, I did throw the rock, and I am a messiah.
Yes, but are you the Messiah?
Could be.
Well, see, this is what messiahs are supposed to be about. They're supposed to help you fight your enemies, right? Like the shield of Saul was one, Mike with his rock here was one. I mean, you go into any town in this country and you're going to find messiahs battling evil.
Proactive guys with the incantations.
But this Jesus guy doesn't even want to fight. How is he supposed to lead us against the Romans if he doesn't even fight?
Well, let's put that one to Diana. Does your guy Jesus have what it takes to fight the Romans?
Okay, right. Jesus is mainly trying to save our souls. And Roman souls, too.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks a lot.
He's more about entering the kingdom of heaven and less about entering a protracted land war.
Jesus recruited many of his followers from the ranks of fishermen. And I believe he said to them, I will make you into fishers of men.
That's right.
Catching people as you would catch fish.
Exactly.
In a net?
No, not a literal net.
But a net of lies?
No. He wanted to give to show them.
Let me ask you something. What happens to fish after they have been caught by fishermen? Isn't it true that they are killed and eaten?
Yes, of course.
So you're amused by the idea that innocent people can be fried, flayed, and filleted by your cult of cannibals?
No, that's not.
Have you ever deboned a man yourself, Andrew?
All right, we are living in wicked, sinful times. Everybody knows that we are on the eve of the apocalypse. All right? So when Gog, the great evil, rears his ugly head, there's going to be a battle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Between God and Gog.
You know, I'll be helping God. Okay. That's who I'll be helping.
You guys are so wrong. The evil is already here. It's called racial hatred.
All right, now, look at you think that because the end of...
Coming up on History Bites, Judge Judy orders a stoning. Back around 35 AD, many Jews were being run off their land and starved out by crippling Roman taxes, while the Sadducees, the high temple priests, were living in the lap of luxury. Now, most folks just put up with the situation, but Jesus spoke out in Aramaic against the priests. Then he showed what he thought of the temple moneylenders. He flipped some tables, toppled some stalls, and upset the apple cart.
According to temple authorities, Jesus' peaceful message was just a cover for a subversive act of terrorism.
Absolutely. It was a cover.
For a terrorist act?
For a terrorist act.
Shocking. That terrorist act took place at the height of Passover. Riding into Jerusalem on a donkey, Jesus led cult members to the temple. There, this Prince of Peace turned into the King of Chaos.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm selling pigeons and goats for sacrifice, right? And then I see this guy over at Saul the Money Changer's table, and he knocks it over, and then he comes this way. It was nuts.
So he attacked you?
Well, yeah, he came over, he knocks over my stall, my pigeons get away, my goats bite my donkey.
Your goat bit your ass?
Yes, he did.
Unbelievable. Jesus wreaked havoc on innocent moneylenders and animal vendors. But that wasn't all. Jesus went on to threaten the priests, saying he would tear down the temple.
Well, he caused quite the uproar in the temple.
In just a few minutes, Jesus tipped over dozens of tables and stalls.
That's right.
Now, in your opinion, as high priest, if this behavior had been allowed to continue, unchecked, for as long as it took, would Jesus have eventually destroyed the entire temple, bricks and all?
Eventually, yes.
Is this the kind of behavior you'd expect from a Prince of Peace?
No way. This guy had this wild look in his eyes. He was threatening to tear the whole place apart. Serva and I was scared.
It says here you witnessed him working on the Sabbath. Is that correct?
Like, totally, Your Honor. He was out there, and he
Hold
was...
on, I'm not done. The Sabbath is God's day. Working on the Sabbath is a very serious crime. I hope for Mr. Jonason's sake you got your facts straight.
No, it's true.
Because the law says you can't bear false witness. And I'm the same, I can't bear a false witness. You realize that if I convict this guy, he'll be stoned to death.
Hey, all right, man.
It's not what you think, Mr. Jonason.
Oh, wow. You know what I think? Oh, hey, I didn't mean what I thought about your face, man.
Forget it.
He hated the corruption. He got rid of the money changers and the bingo MC.
Well, he was quoted as saying he would destroy the temple.
No. He said that if the temple was destroyed, that he would miraculously rebuild it in 3 days.
Even though he was clearly the one trying to destroy it?
No, he wasn't. The thing is that the high priests have turned the temple into a place of corruption.
High Priest Caiaphas, I have to ask you this. Is the temple corrupt?
No.
Some of your critics claim that you have an unfair monopoly on sacrifices. The temple's the only place to sacrifice animals, and the only place to buy the animals is at the temple.
Yes, but these aren't your ordinary everyday animals. These are sacrificial animals, God approved.
So how do you respond to claims that the 8% fee on currency exchanged to buy these animals is too high?
That's just the cost of doing business with God, and I think any real Messiah would know that.
Like, it was the Sabbath day, and I'm, like, in my house praying, because, like, I'm not supposed to do anything else. So I'm there praying for, like, God to, you know, smite this guy. It's this guy I used to like, but now I don't, because he said he'd marry me, and then he went and, like...
Get to the point.
Okay, well, so, like, I was praying, and I looked out the hole in the wall that we have.
The window?
No, it's just the hole in the wall. And I see my neighbor / ex-friend Hezekiah in his yard, and he's on his knees, right? And I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's, like, begging me to come back. I mean, I thought he was praying like me, but he wasn't. He was picking up sticks, because he's such a two-faced liar!
You put that stone down, Missy. Shaggy over there hasn't been convicted yet. How did you get a weapon through security?
It's not a weapon, ma'am. It's my notes. It's a tablet, you know, like for reference.
Well, put it...
Although the New Testament focuses on Jesus, it also mentions that there were many false prophets. The Mediterranean was awash in major religions, pagan cults, false messiahs, and obscure faiths. It was like living in California.
All right, Andorra, you're up to D sesterces now, and you're going for M. Here's your question. How do priests in the cult of the goddess Cybele express their devotion? Rings and jewelry, romantic poetry, garlands of flowers, or self-castration?
I had an old boyfriend who studied in the Cybelian priesthood for a while, so I know this one. It's D, self-castration.
You're right again! Oh. So you say your boyfriend was in the Cybelian priesthood. Is that why you broke up?
You work hard. You want to leave a good legacy. You want a secure future. In this era of fast change, you need every god, every charm, every good omen. Ensure your well-being through diversification. Let God Direct build you a portfolio that will ensure your comfort in this world and the next. Our ethical fund will tailor a plan that will ensure your future. The traditional bedrock of Roman and Greek gods, plus pagan gods, the new messiahs, and fast-growing cults like Mithraism and Manichaeism. Let us give you the spiritual edge, because haven't you made enough sacrifices already?
The Middle East is full of prophets and messiahs these days. I mean, they got them lined up like 3 deep. Isn't that right, Paul? You can't even walk out in the street without having a prophet jump on your leg or something. There's a plethora of prophets. That's what I like to say. I like that word, plethora. So, kids, you know, and the thing about a messiah is, you know, you got to hitch your wagon to the right one.
In the next 6 months, the world will end.
Zurvan, the four-faced one, will judge them.
And those found wanting will be punished. And women will be punished for bringing evil into the world. For seducing
Men.
and making them follow the path of wrong-mindedness.
Zurvan is coming.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Zurvan, the future is now.
Number 6, claims to be the son of Gord. That happened to me once. Number 5, his birth was foretold by the arrival of the 3 Stooges. Number 4, claims thunder and lightning are just natural phenomena. And number 3, he walks on water, swims on land. That strikes me funny, I don't know why. And number 2, he invites you out for Last Supper, then he stiffs you with the bill. And the number 1 sign your Messiah is the wrong guy, 2 words, Jesus Christ. There you go.
But as temple authorities scoured the streets, the cult was whooping it up at what would become Jesus' Last Supper. Peter, a prominent cult member, was there. The body and blood of Jesus?
That's right.
You ate this?
Yeah, we all did.
This is cannibalism.
Oh, no, it's not like that. No, you see, Jesus, he took some bread and he said, this represents my body, see? And then he took some wine and he said, this is like my blood. See, it's symbolic.
Like the symbolic murder of dozens of other victims your fisherman cult catches and fillets?
Why are you doing this? You're making it sound all wrong. He's twisting all my words around.
Coming up on History Bites, capital punishment, Roman style. 2,000 years ago in Roman-occupied Judea, the powers that be didn't like these rumors that this lowly carpenter, Jesus, was king of the Jews. After all, they already had a Rome-approved king of the Jews, and he didn't need competition. They didn't like Jesus' message either. The meek will inherit the earth, the wealthy might not get into heaven, blessed are the peacemakers. You can imagine how well that went over with the rich, class-conscious Roman military leaders. The Prince of Peace was living on borrowed time, and Pontius Pilate was forced to collect.
Law and order. Pontius, let's talk about this preacher, Jesus.
Who?
Jewish guy. You had him crucified last weekend.
Could you be a little more specific, Larry?
The rabbi. You offered to release him, but the crowd chose Barabbas instead.
Right.
They say he was hypnotizing people, making them think he was performing miracles, things we know only Jupiter is capable of. Was this why he was executed? Because he challenged Roman religion?
Larry, come on. We Romans collect religions the way you collect gaudy suspenders. You got gods, we'll take them and sculpt them and stick them up our niches.
So why did you have this Jesus killed?
The Jewish high priest asked me to.
In fact, you made a public display of washing your hands, showing that you wanted no blame for this crucifixion.
Right. You see, you have to keep in mind, Larry, I don't want to kill any more Jews than I have to. After all, they're human beings, and human beings pay taxes.
Yes, the Emperor Tiberius likes his tax money.
Tax money keeps food on his table, wine in his goblet.
Naked little boys in his pool.
That too.
No. No way, man. Never. Okay, I admit it. I was picking up sticks. Okay.
See, Your Honor? Like, can we please stone him now, please? He deserves like a major avalanche.
Hey, one more outburst like that from you, and I'll have you and your case thrown out. Now, Mr. Jonathan, you know the Sabbath is God's day, which means you shouldn't be working. You should only be doing godly duties like praying, not picking up sticks.
Yeah, but I had to pick up sticks to make room so I could pray, you know, so I wouldn't get slivers in my knees. In fact, I was praying that I wouldn't get slivers.
Well, why didn't you pick up the sticks during the week like every other decent, law-abiding Jew out there?
'Cause during the week I gotta work, man. Those mules don't skin themselves.
Well, lucky for us, Judas broke free from the cult, and thanks to his tips, we were able to move in and arrest Jesus, have him tried quickly, and then hand him over to the Romans for crucifixion.
So, Judas is the real hero here.
Oh, definitely, yes. With his help, we were able to put an end to Jesus and his dangerous message of peace. Now the powers that be can still be. He doesn't get to tell us what to do ever again.
Now, Barbara, is this the end of Jesus and his message?
Unfortunately, no. After his arrest and execution, most of his cult members fled. But they didn't lose faith in their leader. So they're still out there, preaching his message and making new converts. And some of them still believe that Jesus will rise again.
I'd like to see that.
Coming up, a look at Roman Emperor Tiberius. His self-imposed exile has everyone asking, is he on a sabbatical, or is he ashamed of his terrible acne?
Well, according to his followers, Jesus did rise again. It was the miraculous comeback that became the impetus for Christianity to blossom. After 300 years of persecuting Christians, even the Romans converted. Christianity went on to dominate Europe. Then, exported by missionaries, it went worldwide. Jesus' astonishing message of peace, love, and forgiveness outlived the Roman ideal of power and force, proving that history doesn't always bite.
I have no choice but to find the defendant guilty as charged. Mr. Hezekiah Jonathan, you are hereby sentenced to be stoned to death.
Oh, stoned? Oh, cool. Hey, can I pick which kind of wine?
Not much going on up there, is there, Mr. Jonathan?
Where?
Now, because you two ladies were witnesses, you get to cast the first stones at the stoning.
All right!
I said at the stoning! Take it outside!